Now there's lots of people out there teaching combatives. There's no such thing as wrong. As far as I'm concerned, if it gives somebody a chance, okay, a fighting chance, Taekwondo, we all used to take and make out Taekwondo back in the day, or whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm not knocking. I got filled in by Mark Weir in an MMA fight, so I know Taekwondo works. Okay, there's no such thing as a bad martial arts. It's bad martial arts putting it across. Okay, all martial arts have a place, and all martial arts, if you learn them, can help you. Okay, in a situation, but just like we're concentrating on self-preservation rather than self-perfection. That's the only difference, okay? But everything has a place, right? But there are people out there that are teaching certain things in certain ways, but I need to demonstrate why we don't do it this way. And because we are also not just a civilian sector, we're the military sector as well, we have to explain this in a way, and sometimes the best way to explain it, okay, is to show it. And this is a borrow one. Okay, if you lay that across there, okay. So I'm going to go side pin. And then I'm going to explain why we don't do it this way. Well, I'm going to demonstrate why we don't do it this way, okay? Worst case scenario, the other thing you got to think about is, right, if I'm training this, I need to keep the same format for everybody I train, whether it be military or civilian, okay? Because if I have 2 or 3 different formats, it all goes wrong. That makes sense? So let's just have one format, fits all. It's easy to maintain, easy to get across, information is easy to structure, and to pass on through other instructors to pass on to other people. That makes sense? So I'm down on the floor, okay, and I've already said we're not looking for submissions. Okay, that was my first thing I just said about just now, I'm not looking for submissions. Okay, he's got this arm in the equation. Notice just now I said we only concentrate on the far arm. Yeah, do you agree with that? Okay, so I'm in this position, I'm in my side pin, I got him in a nice basic Americana, I had to think then, okay? And I'm in this position, I've got hold of him and I'm trying to submit him, okay? Great, this looks good, it looks really cool and all the rest of it, but if I'm teaching the military or the police and all the rest of it, there's an added aspect of a problem to this, okay? Does anybody have any idea what it is? Firearm. Firearm, take the firearm. See the problem I've got? That makes sense? So this is what we've got to think about. So they can't go to the floor and grapple like that with all the kit they've got on, okay? Because they will get disarmed. And a military or a police operator, their main policy is weapon retention, okay? So there's 2 ways we can do this. We can either turn around and say, in a good world, in an ideal world, I always go down on this side. So my weapon hand is furthest away from him. That would be perfect, okay? But battles and fights mutate, they change, and it never goes correctly. We all go in with a game plan, you get punched in the face and the game plan goes out the window. That make sense? Okay, so we want to look at, okay, this arm here. So I'm in this position, so I've stopped this arm, okay? This arm here, okay? Because I can be doing this arm here can be doing stuff. That makes sense? Okay, it can be grabbing my groin, it can be doing all sorts of, oh no, Emmy, she's like, ugh. It can be doing all sorts of things to me, okay? So what I need to do is I need to close these gaps, okay? When I'm putting pressure on him, I have to be aware that the moment I do something to him, there's an equal opposite response to what I can do to him. That makes sense? I do something, he can do something back. Okay, he isn't going to lay there and let me do it. It's very nice at the moment in demonstrations he's allowing me to do stuff to him. In a real life situation he's not going to do that. So you do have to practice these things under pressure, and actually you put a knife in and you say, all right, see if you can get the knife off me. You put a gun in the back of your pants and say, can you get the gun off me? And their aim is to get the gun off you, your aim is to control them, beat them, fight them, while also trying to get, well, they have an objective to get the gun off you. That make sense? Okay, or whatever it is, you play games with each other and you have little objectives. Can you sweep the person over while they're fighting you? Can you get knee on belly while they're fighting you? Can you break away and get away from the person? We set timers in our school, 20-second timer. When the buzzer goes off, the lads come in with the padded sticks and hit you in the face when you're on the floor, so it represents being kicked in the face by one of his friends. Does that make sense? And then sometimes when we narrow it down, we were narrowing it down the other day to like 10, 12 seconds, I get that, wasn't it? And they had to get in before they got kicked in the face. Because we have to train that aspect to make sure you understand the consequences of being stuck in this position. Does that make sense? So I'm in this position, okay, at the moment his arm's pinned. I go across to there, his arm is open. Does that make sense? Okay, this is why I get you now to put this in there. See how it changes everything? That makes sense? That's why I'm getting you to get that across there, because it's changing things and I'm dropping my hip into him. If I feel him feeling for me, he starts to touch me, he starts to feel for it, I'll drop my hip into it. Does that make sense? I'm not going to go, oh that's nice. Okay, the moment I feel him feeling for something, or trying to grab something, okay, the best way to neutralise that is just to drop my hip into it. It will hurt him more than me, okay, and then I can be in this position, I can just knee him, and then things change, I can move back in, and I can hit him, or elbow him, whatever I want to do. Okay, so allow the person to start feeling on your hip, okay, allow the person to start feeling, because it could be a groin grab, it could be anything, okay, if he puts his hand on the groin, I get that, boom, drop on him straight away. He's not going to squeeze my groin now, are you? Make sense? I'm trapping his arm. This is trapping again. There's no different to standing up and doing a Pakistan lopsail. It's a trap. I get HIA, hand immobilization attack with my groin. This is going out on TV as well. Okay, so see what I'm doing? I'm stopping and preventing him from hurting me. Okay, until I get to a position where I can now grab it and move back out. Okay, I can knee him, come back in, and I can start my attack off again. I've just got to be very aware of that arm. Okay, in a non-military concept, it'll be groin attacks or whatever, or try and roll you over. Okay, because sometimes they put their arm between your legs, and they try to roll you over. Okay, he goes for that there, just drop. I've got him. He's not going to roll me over. And then when I put my hand in there, I can come back out. And now we can start off again. Okay guys, have a go at that. Every time you feel the hand go to your hip or anything, you drop.